Today we will consider behavior of conductor in electrostatic field. If we will consider metallic conductor, then all of you know that in metallic conductor the outermost electrons are loosely bound, and if they will get some energy then they are free. It means by overcoming electrostatic force of interaction applied by nucleus they become free, and when they become free then we are going to have one free electron and left out positively charged atom, that is change in the form of immobile charge. Again repeating, in case of metal the outermost electrons are loosely bound, and when they get some energy they set themselves free, and the remaining atom that is left now, that is actually immobile, positively charged, because it is heavy, so it cannot move from one place to another place on its own, as electrons are free, so they are moving in the metal. But what happens when external electric field is applied? When external electric field is applied, then electrons move in a direction opposite to the direction of applied electric field, because direction of electric field is the direction in which positive charge will try to move. Electrons are negatively charged, so they will move in a direction opposite to the direction of applied field. Related to this topic, we will consider certain points. So first point we are going to consider, net electrostatic field inside a conductor is zero. For this we will consider this electric field. We are going to have any charged object, and in presence of this charged object this will modify the space around itself, so electric field is there, and the strength of electric field reduces as you will go away from this charged body. So I have shown electric field with the help of these arrows, and length of these arrows going to change as you are moving away from the body, and this is decreasing. It means field strength is decreasing as you are moving away. Let us consider in this field, this is your applied field. In this field you are going to keep one conductor here, this black one. This is one conductor. When it is kept in external or applied electric field, then what will happen? Free electrons which were present in the conductor, they will experience a force in a direction opposite to the direction of applied field. This is direction of applied field, so they will move in a direction opposite to this direction. It means they will come and try to assemble at this part, this side, and positively charged ions, they will be on another side. So due to negative charge here and positive charge here in the conductor, one more field will be induced, and the direction of this induced field will be in a direction opposite to the direction of applied field. Applied field is in this direction, this is direction of applied field, and direction of induced field will be from positive immobile charges to negatively charged electrons. So this green is representing direction of induced field and red is representing direction of applied field. And in case of conductor, these two fields are equal but pointing in opposite direction. So net field inside a conductor will come out to be zero. This was our first point. In case of conductor, when it is kept in presence of external electric field, the induced electric field is equal and opposite to the applied electric field. So net field will come out to be zero. Next point is, just outside the surface of charged conductor, electric field is normal to the surface. If we will consider electric field is not normal to the surface, it is making this angle theta, then electric field you can split into two components, E sin theta and E cos theta. Because of presence of this E cos theta, what will happen? Because of presence of this E cos theta, charge will experience a force, and due to experience of this force, charge will start moving. And when charge will move, then a current will be there. But in case of electrostatic, we are not going to consider presence of such current. So we will not consider any component of electric field in the tangential to the surface. Electric field will be normal to the surface. So this is second point which we are going to consider. Third point is the net charge inside the conductor is 0, and if you are giving any charge to conductor, then this charge comes on the surface of conductor. So this green is representing conductor and positive charge we have given. So electric field due to positive charge will be perpendicular to the surface. To prove this, we are going to consider a Gaussian surface that is very near to the surface of conductor. And if we will try to find out what is flux associated with this surface, then according to Gauss's theorem, formula was electric flux will be equal to surface integral of electric field intensity over a closed surface, and this was equal to Q by epsilon naught. Now inside conductor, field is going to be 0. So when field will be 0, flux will also be 0. And when flux is 0, then charge will also come out to be 0. It means no charge is going to reside in the conductor. Charge given will always be on the surface of the conductor. Next point is potential is constant within and on the surface of conductor. So this relation we have already derived. E is equal to minus dV by dr. Inside conductor E is 0. So dV by dr will become 0. From here if you will integrate, we will come out to be a constant. So potential is going to be constant inside a conductor, but field is going to be 0. So V has some value inside and on the surface of conductor. Next point is, last point that we will consider, electric field at the surface of a charged conductor is proportional to surface charge density. It means what we have to prove? We have to prove this part. This equation we have to prove. E is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught n cap, where n cap is representing unit vector normal to the surface and pointing in outward direction. To prove this, we will consider any conductor, charged conductor, and of irregular shape we have considered. So this is our point of observation P. And we have considered one Gaussian surface around this point. And this surface we are going to consider cylindrical. And we have kept it like this, that a part of this surface is going to lie above or outside the conductor, and a part of this is going to lie inside the conductor. Now we have to find electric field relation. So to find electric field relation, we will use Gauss's theorem again. Surface integral of electric field intensity over a closed surface will be equal to Q by epsilon naught. To solve this side, left hand side, we will divide this cylindrical surface into 3 parts. First will be upper one, this, second will be this one, and third is this curved one. So this step we can write like this also. Surface integration for first part, for second part, for third part. Now this will be E ds cos theta. We will see what is the value of theta for different surfaces. For first surface, electric field, if I will consider this is a positively charged. So electric field will be pointing in outward direction, normal to the surface. And on this, if you will draw a normal to find area vector, this will also point in upward direction. For this part, E and ds will point in the same direction. So theta will come out to be 0. For second part, for this part, this is going to lie in the conductor. So electric field in the conductor will be 0. Charge also in the conductor will be 0. We have done this property just now. So when charge will be 0, electric field will be 0. There is no charge inside. When there is no charge, so electric field will also be 0. Second factor will also become 0. For third, E will be pointing in this direction and area vector will be pointing in this direction. So angle will come out to be 90 degree. So when I will put 90 here, then this term will also come out to be 0. So finally we are left with E ds cos 0 q by epsilon naught. E constant can come outside the integration sign. This surface we have considered very small, ds. So integration of this will also remain the same. So it will be E ds q by is equal to q by epsilon naught. Sigma is representing its surface charge density. Surface charge density sigma means if area I will consider 1, then what is the charge present? Sigma. Sigma surface charge density is charge per unit area. If area is unity, charge is sigma. How much area we have considered? Ds. So in ds area, how much charge we will have? Sigma ds. So in place of this q, what we will put? Sigma ds, and this ds will get cancelled with this. So electric field value on the surface will be sigma upon epsilon naught. And in vector notation, it will be sigma upon epsilon naught n cap. N cap means a unit vector that is normal to the surface pointing in outer direction. So if you are going to have your charge to be positive, sigma will be positive and electric field is normal to the surface in outward direction. If your charge is negative, sigma will be less than 0. So electric field will be normal to the surface in inward direction.